I'm so miserable now. I'm so miserable now. I'm so miserable now. I'm so miserable now. I'm so miserable now.
Going to be going into the doctor soon and trying to get Guatemalan steroids. You know, like the strongest, straight from Guatemala steroids, craziest, high-powered, testosterone-filled, totally jacked to the gills, fucking World War Hulk-style steroids. And I'm going to be jabbing my ass cheeks with those things on the daily. Good morning. Welcome into your Friday. Just thought I'd set the tone. I'm gonna be jabbing my ass cheeks with those things on the daily. And if you'd like, because I know I would like, but only if you would like, we can run that shit back. It's, you know, an encore. I don't know. I mean, it's a, hey, look, I don't know. Hey, more, less, again, run it. Maybe just the beginning part. Some people are upset. That makes me want to do it. Here we go.
I'm so miserable now.
Just for a little bit.
I'm so miserable
for a little
now.
bit. Just for a little. Because why?
I'm so miserable now. I'm so miserable now.
Because why, Chad?
I'm so miserable now.
shit kind of slaps, though.
I'm so miserable.
Going into the doctor soon and trying to get Guatemalan steroids. You know, like the strongest, straight from Guatemala steroids, craziest, high-powered, testosterone-filled, totally jacked to the gills, fucking World War Hulk style steroids. And I'm gonna be jabbing my ass cheeks with those things.
Are you gonna fucking cry?
You know what I just realized the whole time? Hang on, stop the music. Hang on, stop the music. Hang on, stop the music. We're going to have to do that all over again. Because I just realized. It actually was too loud. We had the bullshit thing was happening. Act like it's the first time you're hearing this. Calm down. Everybody calm down. We're going to fix the problem. We tried telling you. Well, what do you want me to say, man? I fucked it up. What do you want me to say? I fucked it up. I was too focused on my own having fun. Okay, everybody, here we go. Let's try it again. Ready? Go. Boom.
I'm so miserable now.
It's the first time you're hearing this.
I'm so miserable now.
With the appropriate volume.
I'm so miserable now. I'm so miserable now. I'm so miserable now.
Okay, everybody calm the fuck down. I know. I fucked it up. The moment has passed. Okay? You think I don't know? You think I don't realize? The moment has passed. God damn it! Anyway, happy Friday. How's everybody doing? Nice, calm, regular show. I spilled my coffee, by the way. When I was headbanging out on that. Anyway. What's up? How's the week treating you? How's everybody doing? God, people are really not going to watch this stream. Maybe that's good. Maybe that's a good thing. Yo, I thought for sure you would have gotten a James Gunn interview. When's that call happening? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. I'd be more than happy to sit down with Mr. Gunn. I actually do have it in my notes, everything that's going on with Warner Brothers. It is pretty crazy, guys. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. It is pretty freaking crazy out there. So we'll get into that today, too. We'll talk about that a little bit. Everybody left. I know. It's just us, you know? It's just those among us that either came in late having a hearing impediment or just muted the stream for a little bit. You should go by Josh Gunn now? What? I don't know about all that. 6 likes, thanks, man. Bro, what's your thoughts on the new Invincible vs. Fighting game they announced? It seems dope. I'm excited for it, actually. It drops, what, like, early next year? Something like that? Oh, I just muted the stream. Louis, that's probably a good call. Probably a good call. I'm tired. It's nap time soon. Okay, right on. Right on. I actually have a kick-ass weekend planned, man. So we got to get in here. We got to handle business. We have various topics. I'm going to talk about the Kathleen Kennedy situation because, of course, I think that's still sort of top of mind for a lot of us. So we'll get into that. We'll talk about the Warner Brothers sale. It's gotten weird, right? It feels almost like a Trump versus Hollywood situation all of a sudden. So we'll get into that. I'll break it down, give you my thoughts. G.I. Joe Transformers shit. It's pretty cool. And then the Big Kahuna story. According to Nerd Erotic, the trailer for Avengers Doomsday is ready to go. But not just that. The trailer does not have various Disney Plus characters, which is interesting. And also, Gary's claiming that Doomsday itself is not going to have She-Hulk, not going to have some of these other characters. So, might be no girls allowed when it comes to... oh, what the hell? Sorry, guys, get that out of there. What the hell is that? What the fuck? What the fuck? Are they trying to shut me down? Are they trying to stop? Are they trying to stop me? Are we getting too close to the truth? The fuck's happening? What the fuck is happening? Yo, if the Spidey and Doom trailers are both before Avatar, I'll get tickets just to see them and walk out before Avatar starts. I mean, I guess there you go. There you go. A James Gunn DDoS button? I don't know about all that shit. I don't know about all that shit. I do know it doesn't look good for us today. You know, maybe it was a bad omen. Maybe I played the metal too much. The metal, the gods of metal are now scorning the stream. I feel a disturbance in the force. Yeah. Piatti Diddy says, hey man, would you want the MCU reboot post Secret Wars to have a retro futuristic aesthetic reflecting a Silver Age of comics, or more like realistic? I mean, I think that's an interesting question. They'll probably just go for like the real world. I mean, one of the things that's kind of interesting about Marvel is it's always just been in the real world, as opposed to DC and some other comic book universes or fantasy universes. So, yeah. Kobe! $10 holla says, please take my money just for the metal. We need more of that. Also, you cooked with the latest Warhammer video. Please do Space Wolves or Salamanders next for the Emperor. Thank you, brother. Really appreciate that. I think Space Wolves will be up relatively soon. Yeah, Space Wolves, So I'm going to go slow on this stuff. You know, I told you guys the Warhammer Explained channels, we're just going to build that slowly, because I really want to like actually read this stuff and like get into the lore a little bit more. So I have read a couple of Space Wolves books, but I want to dive a little bit more. I might get like some of the codexes and deep dive on that kind of stuff. But yeah, appreciate you. You're the best human a dog could ask for. I don't know what that means, but thank you. It gets the people going. Hell yeah. Spidey. Oh yeah. Okay, Josh, I got that one. Josh gonna turn it into Bane off of them roids. Hell yeah. God willing. You know, I pray for it every day. Okay, is this stream fucked, bro? Are we gonna be able to do clips? I need some clips for the weekend, chat. You know what I mean? Like, we gotta feed the YouTube machine. I need some clips. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 for my clips. I don't know. They can't all be winners. Is this shit gonna... I guess we'll just try. Do a clips test. That's a good idea. Good idea, Jay. That's why we pay the big bucks around here. This is a test. This is a test to see if these clips are gonna fuck my stream today. How is it? Are we good? Does it feel good? All right, I'm gonna stop it. I should have acted like I was
Did it glitch? I don't think it glitched. I think we're good. Piatti did it. Given the Secret Wars account posted, Star Wars account posted the Ben Ray scene, do you think they're trolling or have they heard the disturbance in the Force? Oh, dude, probably a 50% chance. Here's the thing. No, I don't know. I'm speculating. Let me just say it like this, though. 80% chance the person that runs the Star Wars social media account is like some young fangirl or older fangirl. 80% chance of that, in my opinion. 50% chance that that person is a Reylo. Okay? I'm not a scientist, but the math checks out. So that equates to probably like I'd say a 69% chance that they are aware of what's going on with Ben Solo. Darth, appreciate you. 5 gifted, man. Thank you, man. It's very kind. Thank you. Poop music win. I don't know what that means. Okay, shall we get into it, man? Should we talk just a little bit about Kathleen Kennedy? So here's what I want to know about the Kathleen Kennedy situation. We'll just have like a conversation about this, right? I guess, it's all starting to kind of get out there a bit. I saw Geeks and Gamers covered it. I saw Jeremy talking about it a little bit, which, by the way, open invitation to Jeremy if he wants to hit me up. I tweeted at him, or I replied under his post, and I said, I think we should talk about this on live stream. For me, and it's totally up to Jeremy if he doesn't want to do it or whatever. But I think it would be kind of interesting because Jeremy and I actually have a history with this exact topic and sort of talking about this way back in the day. We did some live streams. I made a video about the Fandom Menace. Interestingly enough, within that video, I pulled this clip of Jeremy from a live stream. And a lot of people got mad at me because they said it was like a gotcha, or like I pulled out like a really selective clip or whatever, which, it's kind of ironic because I think nowadays Jeremy like really leans into grifting from what I understand. So like I think he would actually even more so appreciate the point I was making back then now, and we could actually have a conversation about it. But like, so I saw a clip of Jeremy where he talked about how he had Kathleen Kennedy in the thumbnail and in the title for a stream that was talking about Star Wars. And somebody was like, somebody in his chat was something like, I don't think Kathleen Kennedy has anything to do with this. And Jeremy literally says in the stream, and I think I still have the video. Jeremy literally says in his stream, like, yeah, it's called clickbait. Like, I know I put Kathleen Kennedy in there. People are going to click. I know I'm going to do this. What do you want from me? I'm a YouTuber or something like that, right? Which, again, I think nowadays he would be very open to admitting, like, yeah, that's the game. We find the thing. We make a million videos on it. We farm that shit. Like, I think he'd be really willing to admit that and have a conversation about it. The reason that's relevant is because I think a lot of the conversation around Kathleen Kennedy, when you really get into it, if you really want to peel back the layers, and of course I'm discussing, for those unaware, I guess I should just say I'm discussing the sort of emerging narrative that Kathleen Kennedy might not have been the Sith Lord that ruined Star Wars, and in fact, Bob Iger might be the one that takes the majority of the blame. Of course, Kathleen Kennedy is not innocent. She was the president of the company, and she oversaw, I think, the fall of one of the best brands ever, but it's like one of the worst falls ever. So either way, she's not going to come out of this clean. But the point is, actual new information has come to light. I have actual new information from a very reliable source, and I'm personally reinvestigating a lot of the things that I've said and the thoughts I've had about what's been going on with Star Wars. And the point that I'm making, to take it all the way back to Jeremy, is that it literally did become a thing algorithmically that if you blamed stuff on Kathleen Kennedy, you would get clicks. That didn't last, but it certainly was a moment. And a lot of people cashed in on that moment. And just like Brie Larson, and just like some of these other people, like, the crime doesn't necessarily, or the punishment doesn't necessarily fit the crime. That's internet shit. Like, you can't really control that. Like, sometimes something you do, you become a lol cow, or, the internet narrative takes hold of something. And I certainly know, I've been on all sides of that, right? So I know what that's like. But for the sake of transparency, I think it's maybe important to just maybe actually admit that there was a moment where people leaned in to the narratives around Kathleen Kennedy for the sake of clicks, content, and clout. And I guess it's up to you to decide, was that deserved? How much of that was, how bad should those people feel? Should they apologize at all? Like, what, you know what I mean? Like, the context of all of that is kind of like subjective. The way you make sense of it is up to you. But I think at the very least, like, I guess for navigating, I'm trying to navigate the whole situation, right? I'm just trying to like figure out the truth, you know? Now, a lot of people asked me, right? Why didn't you know this before? Or like, why didn't your source ever bring this up before? Right. And then I think that's fair. Maybe some of you in chat could let me know if that's sort of a question you had or something you were sort of feeling with the whole situation. I think that's totally fair. You know, the truth is, I was told this many fucking times over the last many years, but it was never presented to me in such a way as to allow me to really sit with what it was overall. Now, maybe some of that's because it all hadn't happened yet, right? I mean, think about it. We're talking about since really 2014, you're talking about 10 years, basically 8 years of hard news covering all of this stuff. And I was front row for the whole thing. I started the channel right around the time that the acquisition was happening, Force Awakens, etc. Right? So I've been here for basically the whole thing. I've had a front row seat to it. Yeah, so to me, it's about reinvestigating that. And I think ultimately a lot of the stuff that I heard over the years does sort of play into why I'm now reconsidering things, because it isn't as simple as, oh, your source just turned all of a sudden and told you all this stuff. No, the more I think about it, many voices over many years tried to make this point. So I don't know exactly what to do with that. I mean, I fucked that up, you know, basically is what I'm saying. Like, I think it was, and what is that? Like, what does that mean? Oh no, did it really freeze? All right, what's the last thing I said? What's the last thing you guys got? Because the thing is, this seems to be a YouTube problem, unless I'm going crazy here. This is not a error. This isn't in the tower. No, I'm hard lined into fiber right now. That's like 1,000 up, 1,000 down. PC's running fine. This is a YouTube thing, AKA... All right. Okay, are you guys good? Are you good? What's the last thing you remember? Didn't miss much. Last 30 seconds. Okay. Point is this. I had been told various things throughout the years about this situation, and I had sort of looked past it. I couldn't really believe it, and it was just never presented to me in a way that was like very clear. I was like, oh shit, like this is actually what happened. So that's that. I will also say this. I had a tweet the other day where I said, hey, anybody know some shit? Anybody want to talk some shit on Bob Iger? You know, DM's open. Guys, you would be shocked at how many people hit me up with various stories. By the way, also shocking to me that some very high-profile people watch this stream because I'm so fucking bad at this. I don't understand that at all. But thank you. I guess sometimes I do better than others, so maybe it's more watchable sometimes. But either way, I got hit up by a lot of people, some really interesting people, some really high-profile people. And of course, this is all with the understanding that I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to put anybody out to dry or anything like that. I'm going to be chill. Oh, man, they really don't want me talking about this, huh? Are we back? Feels like it froze again. I don't know. Feels like it froze again. Are you good? You guys got me or no? It didn't. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay. Sorry. Okay, here's the thing. I'll just say this one thing. I want to just fucking say this one thing. Hey, all you interdimensional fucking entities, fuck off for just a minute. Holy shit. I'll tell you one additional thing that's kind of interesting here, and then I would like to know what you guys think, okay? I got it confirmed by a couple of different people that the parks themselves, when the parks were being constructed for Star Wars, were literally breaking ground where Disney, Star Wars, match made in heaven, the parks is the whole thing, Star Wars parks. And how many of us have been critical of them for what they did in the parks? Throw a one into the chat if you've been a person that's been critical of the Disney handling of the Star Wars integration into the Disney theme parks. I don't know. Anybody got an opinion on that? Right. Where do you think this is going? I have it on pretty good authority from multiple people that Kathleen Kennedy and Lucasfilm wanted all eras of Star Wars represented in the parks. They wanted all of Star Wars to be celebrated, and we're drawing up plans that maybe I've even seen for a more fan-forward Star Wars park situation. And it's just one more, really. But, damn. Yeah. That's not true. Okay, Dave does that. I will believe. I'm going to just choose to believe. Not my vetted sources. Not the very high profile people in that hit me up and put their career on the line. Just so that I would trust, you know what I mean? To trust me. I'm going to trust. What's this guy's name? Dave something or other? I'm going to trust Dave something or other in the chat. 100%. He's right. I don't know what I'm talking about. Zero sources. It's not true. But of course it is true. And it is an additional thing that's kind of hard to sit with for me. And I do wonder if we'll ever be able to get to the point. Because, by the way, too, I'm not gonna make any friends by bringing this up. Do you know what I mean? It's not a popular opinion. I think there's going to be people that find it interesting for sure, but like, there's going to be a lot of people that, like, I've already seen the pushback to this whole idea, this whole thing, right? And it's like, whatever. I don't really give a fuck. I'm more interested in like, what is the actual truth and what do I know and what am I reporting? And that's it. That's what I'm going to stand on my business. And I'm just telling you that like, if you ever thought, cause you know, there was some interesting things that people said to me when they hit me up. And little things like this, where I take a stand insofar as, hey, look, this isn't popular, but this is what it is, have actually endured the content to some people. There's some people out there that really appreciate the fact that I will die on this fence and that I'm always willing to reinvestigate how I feel and change how I feel about things when new information comes in. And I just try to be fair and accurate. You know, I think I'm also a total fucking goofball, which maybe undermines the credibility of the journalistic integrity or whatever, you know, and that's fine. I can live with that. I am what I am. You know, I am a shyster. Mr. JB, thank you for 5 gifted memberships, brother. I really appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, I guess for me, it's certainly been a week, man. I've been really sitting with this, and I've been thinking about it. I've been kind of like turning it over in my head here and there. You know what I thought would be interesting if you guys are wanting to do this. We don't have to do this now because there's news. Maybe we could say this for later on in the stream. But so I found an interview. Many of you have probably seen this. Okay, let me pull this up. If you watched the video yesterday, you probably noticed I spliced in a little interview with George Lucas and Kathleen Kennedy. Okay? And it's this interview here. And this, if you recall, was a big interview that was put out 12 years ago. 12 years. 12 years. This was right around the time of the announcement of George's retirement, of Kathleen stepping into the role, taking over the company, and the Disney acquisition. And there's a 3-part interview. They're not long. I think it's like about 10, 15 minutes of video overall. There's a 3-part interview with George and Kathy talking about this. And I swear to God, man, I swear to God, I watched this yesterday with the new context of everything, okay? And I'm not even kidding. I got emotional. Okay? Because, look, it's all silly games. It's all fun. We're on the internet. You know, we're not supposed to gaff, right? You're not really supposed to give a fuck on the internet. But I watched these interviews with the new context in mind, and I got emotional. Because I think George loved this lady. I think this lady loved George. And I think when you watch the interview and you really think about everything that happened since then, again, this was 12 years ago, it is just one of those things that you see in a completely new light. And for my part, I was like, damn. You know, not that I care or give a fuck because it's the internet and I'm cool. But at the same time, I would, you know, maybe when nobody's around, consider watching these interviews again. And just think about everything that's happened. Think about how the internet can spin things into clickbait gold. At the very least, I think it's worth reconsidering some of the sort of harsh stances that we take on these things. I know I will. And man, I got really mean towards Kathleen Kennedy a lot recently, and that will certainly change. You know, I don't know that the entire conversation will change. I don't know that Star Wars will be saved. I don't know that anything actually changes. That's the other part that kind of sucks, is that I don't know that it even matters. Almost feels like the damage is done. But for my part, in every moment, every conversation, every place that my platform comes into contact with the Kathleen Kennedy story, there will be a new context. I have a new company line when it comes to Kathleen Kennedy. So that's all, you know, that's all I got to say on that. Let's see if we crash the fucking stream. Here we go. We didn't crash it. I never know what the fuck's going on with this stupid thing. Bob Iger in the chat. What up, Bob? Bob, what would you say it is you do here? Can we talk about Doomsday now? Hell no, Connor! I want you to yearn for that Doomsday. I want you to feel it down in your plums. We've got Warner Brothers first, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and then we'll get to it, okay? Rossi says, your video yesterday was probably my favorite video you've ever done. F the haters and Cool Bear. Happy to be part of this community. As always, much love. Thanks, buddy. I will say this. I took the video seriously. That's all I can really say is I took the video seriously. I try to create a video that will be incredibly watchable, incredibly informative. I wanted to hit all the YouTube notes, you know. So I just took it seriously. That's all I can say about it. P.I.D. Diddy with a 10 spot. says, honestly, kudos to you for allowing new info to change your opinion. All these other rage bait dudes doubling down is the exact thing we got mad at Disney for doing. Respect it, man. Can't wait for Nerd Theory. Thanks, man. Yeah. I don't know. It's hard to say. I think that I'm going to be honest here, and I don't know that I should even be this honest, frankly, but I think that this is actually part of the reason that some people in that side or in that group actually don't really like me or don't want to fuck with me, because there's sort of there's like a few lines that feel like, you know, you don't necessarily actually want to put the grift on in the spotlight and really consider what that means and everything. And I get that, because it's kind of like me saying that Chad is really stupid and dumb. I shouldn't do that, even if you guys are. You know, I shouldn't do it, because it's like kind of faux pas, right? It's like it's bad business to do that. So in the sense, I understand why some of the people in that community might not want to like actually have a full ass conversation with me, because I would be like, well, you know what? Actually, I do think it's a little fucked up what you're doing. I don't necessarily. It's not going to keep me up at night, but like, you know, it's what it is. I think you're choosing AdSense over, you know, in some ways morality or whatever. And I think that that's a conversation that maybe some of those guys don't want to have. And I actually respect that. I totally understand it. So I don't know. I mean, and at the same time, it's like maybe we're at a place where we can be a little bit more cool about this. That's frankly why I think I could have a conversation with Jeremy about it. Jeremy seems to like, I mean, he's just very like, I respect it. You know, he's like putting the grift on. He's like, no, this is what we do. Fuck it. You know, I kind of respect it. There's an authenticity in that. There's a lack of deception. It's like, no, I know what it is. I know what time it is. And you know what? So do I. I know what time it is. So. Doug Ditch says, does this mean Gunn has a chance at redemption? Absolutely. Of course. I mean, of course he does. I don't know if Paramount agrees, but I think so, yeah. Okay, should we move into some other stuff? Should we get into this Paramount stuff? Because I'll tell you this, man, this Paramount stuff is juicy. Ethan, thank you for 5 gifted memberships. Appreciate you. Thank you, man. It's very kind. You guys want to talk about this Warner Brothers stuff? This is actually pretty wild. Probably going to be like a good 20-minute chunk here on this, man. AJ says, I have huge respect for you, Josh. I'll change my tune on Kathy, too. I feel like many people miss this side of you. Thanks for the community. Yeah, I think that's fair. Look, I can't control that, man. You know what I mean? I really can't. I think all I can do is just try to do my thing. Look, obviously, some of the messages I received yesterday were very heartening in the sense that it was sort of like this thing where a lot of people were like, hey, man, I don't always agree with you, but I think you're fair. I watch you. Been watching you. You know what I mean? It kind of like makes you think, you're like, oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, maybe we got something here. And that's it. You know, that's all. I'll try to evolve over time. And I've always tried to respect the platform, but I think like anybody that's just human, everything ebbs and flows, man. I think about things, and then sometimes I'll think about things differently. Yeah, but appreciate it. John Solo says, reason why you're my favorite content guy is because of how real and honest you are, regardless of what people think. I love seeing it. Thank you, man. I really appreciate that. I really do, guys. I really do. Thank you. Okay, let's talk about Warner Brothers, man. Let's talk about Warner Brothers. This whole situation with I can already see it's botched. Let's see, maybe it's smoothed out. Did it smooth out? Let's give it a second here. Maybe it'll smooth out. Whew, man. That is tough. Oh no. Did it glitch out? Oh, it says we're good? Okay, maybe we're good. All right. Odds 1 to 10 that Gunn stays once Warner Brothers is bought. I'm not sure, but we'll get into that. That's actually interesting, Brandon, but let's get into that in a second here. So, this entire thing with Warner Brothers has really taken a weird turn. I guess maybe we should have seen it coming. You know, Warner Brothers is like a 100-plus-year-old studio. A lot of people think it has a big place in culture. A lot of people want to defend it. And I think, you know, there's a lot of Hollywood people that are probably looking at this moment and like, we have to try to preserve. You know, and I get that. This one is interesting, though, because it's turning into a fight between basically the Trump administration and Hollywood. I mean, that's guys, you tell me if I'm wrong. You know me. I don't go political. I don't go into the politics unless I get dragged into it by the media itself. And I don't think that it's crazy to say that. I think this is literally becoming the Trump administration versus Hollywood. You think I'm crazy? Do you think that's accurate? Let me know in the chat. I will explain why. So the WGA, very powerful guild, the Writers Guild of America, came out and made a really interesting statement about this. They say here, merger after merger in the media industry has harmed workers, diminished competition and free speech, and wasted hundreds of billions of dollars better invested in organic growth. Combining Warner Bros. With Paramount or another major studio or streamer would be a disaster for writers, for consumers, and for competition. The WGAW will work with regulators to block the merger. Wow, wow, wee, wah. That's some crazy shit. Now, context and subtext, because you actually need both to understand this. The context, of course, is that there is a bidding war of a sort. You know, the reporting is a little bit all over the place. One of those for set. Yeah. What? Oh, dude, we're really laying out again. Damn. Oh. Ah. Adam! Adam, fix it! Fix everything! Why don't you fix it? Fix it! It's crazy. That's a little bit wild, okay? It's a little bit wild, okay? And what this has turned it into is really a very political situation. Because the WGA is a big union in Hollywood, obviously. It has an incredible amount of very talented writers. Some of the most influential, powerful writers working in the entertainment industry are there. And it's kind of crazy that this regulating body, this guild, is saying that it's going to work with regulators to block the merger. What that means likely is, well, let's just make an extension of this, right? It's an extension of Hollywood and California. So regulators in California, because it's a California industry, California company, and frankly, California, if this is becoming like a sort of political jockeying situation, what does California have? Wait, you can't hear? What the hell? What do you mean you can't hear? What the hell is happening here? You guys are killing me. Was there actually a fucking issue just now or not? The audio is glitchy. Legit? Yeah, I think Diamond G is correct. We got to crank this up to 8K. I think the problem is the 4K is too easy. If we crank this stream up to 8K, which actually, let me check something here. Now that I was kidding. What can I? Damn, I can't look right now on this. What the fuck? I'm trying to find my bit rate here. Because maybe that's what it is. Maybe like dead ass. Fuck. Hey, Adam. What the fuck? Aren't you supposed to be handling all this? 2K is fine, bro. 2K more, so 6K. All right. Anyway, just everybody calm down. We're doing the whole fucking segment over again. I'm supposed to be having a good goddamn Friday. We're going down to see the anime movie. I'm checking out after this shit. I got shit to do. Oh my God. Okay, listen, everybody. Shut your mouths when you're talking to me. The fucking Writers Guild of America says they're going to work with regulators to block this shit. That is a shot across the bow. That is some political shit. Okay? So now all of a sudden, it's like, hey, California IA, which by the way has a massive fucking economy. That's the thing they have. That's the political leverage that they have. They have massive fucking economy. Bigger economy than Russia. Are we glitching again? I'm gonna fucking end the stream. It's you know what? We'll be back Monday. Okay. Anyway, point is this: they're trying to block this shit. It means they're gonna do. They're gonna go through regulators. Probably gonna lobby a lot of Democrats. And frankly, like, let's be real. Gavin Newsom's aiming up a presidential run of sorts. So this has the undertones of like making Hollywood a battleground for the future of American blah 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 bullshit. Okay, because the other thing that's interesting is this. This report is actually real. It's coming out of the New York Post. Trump admin favors Paramount buying Warner Brothers. Warner needs to think really hard about the odds of success getting the deal cleared with players outside of Paramount. What the fuck? That's some mob shit. That is some mafia shit. Hey, Warner Brothers, you might want to think about the troubles you might have if you try to sell to anybody other than who we want you to sell to. Things can happen. You want to be safe? You want the deal to be safe? You go through us. You want trouble? You go through the other guy. Okay? That's some mob shit. Okay? But also, let's be real. We live in a mob state, and they're going to win. So, at the end of the day, people asking me about this story or whatever, people are like, you know, what's going to happen here? Or what do you think's going on? I think Paramount's going to get that nut. And I don't think there's anything anybody can do about it. I mean, at the end of the day, we literally live in a world where they're brazenly... They got it. They got it. So Hollywood's fucked, in my opinion. You want to know the truth? Totally fucked. Completely fucked. Because the truth is, Silicon Valley has already capitulated to the Trump administration because Silicon Valley knows that they're fucked unless they do that. And Silicon Valley is going to sell Hollywood out completely because it's a asset arm of a $1 trillion company and not an industry that they really care about. Yeah. You know what's ironic about this too is that you guys remember Jason Kilar? Do you guys remember Jason Kilar? Anybody? Anybody remember Jason Kilar? I'm actually trying to make a point here. Anybody? The irony is, Jason Kilar actually wanted to turn Warner Discovery, Warner Brothers, whatever it was at the time, I forget. HBO Warner, I don't remember. He actually wanted to turn that company into an actual true competitor to Netflix. And he wanted to really integrate a streaming first philosophy into this old Hollywood company, really bridge them together and actually form a competitor. He was booted out by Hollywood. From what I understand, I don't fully understand the whole thing, but I'll just tell you how I was told. He gets kind of booted out at Hollywood because they're all like, dude, fuck this guy. This guy's like, he's all about streaming, because remember, he mandated everything go on to the platform on same day and date in the streaming thing in the theaters. Hollywood like boots him out. All these like old head guys figure out the Zaslav takeover bullshit. Merger. he gets ousted, Zaslav's placed in there. It's like this almost like a hostile takeover situation. The truth is, Zaslav didn't give a fuck about the studio ever. He was always trying to flip it. He was always trying to split it up for parts. He was like the actual wolf. I mean, how many times are we going to hear this story, a version of this story over the, the person that got scapegoated and was thought of as the villain. I don't know, man. It's really crazy because I think you might actually be looking at the death of this studio. That's why the WGA is panicking. You know what I mean? But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see what's happening. Right now, I honestly feel, and correct me if I'm wrong, maybe you don't feel this way or whatever, but I'll tell you, my honest feeling is like, Paramount's got this. Paramount's got this locked up, and Zaslav's not going to get what he wants. Not exactly. And I will also say that the more this is pushed, a lot of people have asked me about the James Gunn interviews and the timing of that, and of course it's incredibly suspect. I mean, let's be real. He's looking for a social cachet, I think, for his job. And that's fair. I don't even blame him for that, but it does feel a little desperate. I think Superman, you look at the Nielsen charts, this came out recently. Superman went from number 4 to 2 in the Nielsen charts, which is great. We talked about that earlier in the week. Very good sign for them because it only had 3 days in and it was like number 4. Wasn't a great look. And then it hits Nielsen charts in the week 2, going all the way up to number 2. That's great. A lot of people like Superman. Peacemaker, I think, is a fumble. There's just no way around it. And then Gunn does all these interviews, and I think, yes, it is to sort of keep the idea of the DCU alive. You know what I mean? He's trying to keep it alive as these negotiations are going on. I do suspect that the more the guilds and Hollywood itself, and maybe if they want to make it political, like if they really want to make it political, if they really want to make this like a Newsom Trump thing, I don't think that's going to go very well for them. I'm going to be honest. And I think that could really usher serious change from Paramount. I think that would force the Ellisons to consider a clean slate swipe. So, I don't know. You tell me, guys. This is a very interesting story. This is very, very interesting. What do you guys think of this whole James Gunn, Warner Brothers situation? What do you guys think? Let's talk about this next week. The audio is bad. So a lot of people in chat are saying that the audio is not bad. I think YouTube is having some issues right now. You might want to try refreshing your browser. But it's not. I'm not actually seeing a lot of people say that it's bad. So I'm just going to keep going. I'm more confident than ever the Pattinson will be the DCU Batman. Really, that's a wild take. Where does that come from? That's a wild take, but all right. Also, I missed your super. Sorry about that. I usually don't really go back for supers. You should maybe try to throw them out when I'm like looking at chat or whatever, but I'll go back for this one. Who said that? Hitting things with sticks. If George's still the largest shareholder of Disney, that's actually a great question. I'm not sure about that, actually. That's a good question. Is George Lucas still the largest shareholder of Disney stock? I think it was between him and Rupert Murdoch at one point because they both got massive stock deals. Okay, so kind of interesting. The answer is he's the largest individual, but there are firms and things of that nature that hold more. But he is certainly it would appear, the largest individual stockholder. The largest, I don't know, would you call George Lucas a retail investor? it's also telling that Batman isn't cast yet. I think there's a lot that's not going on over there. Yeah. I think there's a lot not going on over there. The day Gunn was hired and laid out his plan, I knew he'd never be there to see the thing carried out. It's just a placeholder until it was sold. Bring back Snyder. I don't know that they will bring back Snyder. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I mean, there's some evidence that some other people are starting to have this take. It kind of did seem like Gunn maybe knew his days were numbered and limited. And so if you look at some of the moves he made through that lens, some of the selfishness makes a little bit more sense because he's like, look, this is not going to be around. I can't trust Warner Bros. I can't trust this industry right now. I'm going to take my shot now. Get my slice, and then we'll see. Yep. My brothers and sisters, the Nerd Avengers, how do we not see the clear conclusion? This is all leading to Ready Player One society. Warner Brothers gets Avatar crosses over with the Harry Potter. Yeah, I mean, maybe there's something like that going on. You think that's what it is? Is this all a big play for the VR landscape of the future? Yeah. Honestly, Gunn isn't as good as a leader as he thinks he is. I mean, I agree with that, but he's a co-leader, and you would imagine the structure there was to lean on his strengths for what he does and then lean on Peter's strengths there. I don't know, man. You know, obviously I don't think Gunn's doing a good job either, but I am trying to just be as fair as possible. Jake says, completely off topic, but I want to send the $10 to ensure that nobody in there wastes their money on Black Phone 2. Would have walked out of the theater if I wasn't with the family. Damn, that bad, huh? Damn. Jake McNabb over here. Jake McNabb over here. Yeah, he's just not fit to be the head of the studio. I actually agree with that, yeah. Which is funny because I think Gunn even agreed with that. There's this old quote of James where he's talking about Kevin's job, and he's like, I would never want Kevin's job. It's just kind of funny the way it all went, but yeah. Yeah, Matt brings up a really interesting point here. Warner Brothers is also number one in the box office for 2025 with 1.8 billion, leading Disney by 300 million and Universal by almost $1 billion. Shareholders are unlikely to agree to a buyout. Okay, so that's so interesting that Matt is saying that. I wonder if that's true. I mean, from my perspective, it's not true because you're talking about trillion-dollar companies, and they're looking at how to utilize the IP to make billions of dollars. So I don't know that they even think the box office is going to be the future of where that all comes from. But it is fair to say that Warner Brothers actually did kind of turn it around. Now, Zaslav's very excited about that simply so that he could get a better stock price. You know what I mean? I think DeLuca and Abdi, obviously, they really care. You know, they've been there a long time, and they actually really care, and they just got bonuses, and they're doing a great job. They'll probably be brought over regardless of what happens, I would imagine, which only happens because of the success. So the success and the merit is still there. At the end of the day, the thing that Hollywood, this is the real struggle here, is if the market decides, and I'm really talking about like Wall Street, investment banking, and Silicon Valley, trillion-dollar companies. If the market decides that Hollywood itself is now a side hustle, the IP itself becomes incredibly valuable, but not because of making movies. Then I don't know that the theatrical performance of movies this year actually makes that much of a difference. It depends on the perspective of the market makers. What do they think? What are they going to put money into? Important question. What do you think Warner Bros. Will do in 2029 when Superman becomes public domain? I mean, we'll see. I think that they can survive the public domain thing, and it could actually even be good and fun. They could lobby and try to extend it like Disney has done so many times. A lot of people think Disney is actually still going to do that, and they're going to delay the public domain thing again. But we saw what happened with Winnie the Pooh, right? You have the Winnie the Pooh thing, the Winnie the Pooh horror, this, that. Very interesting. You know what I mean? Very, very interesting. So, well, I guess we'll just see. I guess we'll just see. Okay, guys, are we ready to talk? I would love to talk G.I. Joe and Transformers, but the stream's kind of been messed up. So maybe we should just talk about Doomsday, the trailer, No Girls Allowed, get into that, and then call it a week here. You know, call it a week here. Long week at the tower, you know. Thank God it's Friday. What do you guys think? Talk about Doomsday then? Yeah. Transformers, please. What? G.I. Joe. Stream all good now? Yeah, it's because I'm not recording clips. And I'm actually pretty bummed about it because recording the clips just makes everything so easy for me. Boo! G.I. Joe! Stream's been fine last 10 minutes. Yeah, it's because I'm not recording shit. Yep. Bring on the Transformers! Transformers are cool. I like Transformers. Hopefully they can make something happen there. Okay. Hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to pull up a Geeks and Gamers article. Yeah, that's right. I said it. We're going to pull up a Geeks and Gamers article. Because it's interesting. So check this shit out, chat. Are you ready? By the way, let me pull up chat. Wait, do I have two chats going on right now? What the fuck is happening? Why do I have two chats going on? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck? Okay. I don't know what the hell is going on. Okay, anyway. Let's get into it here. Okay, rumor Avengers Doomsday trailer is ready. Does not include Disney Plus Marvel Heroes nerderotic reports. That's pretty interesting. It would appear that maybe Avengers Doomsday is no girls allowed. Let's read on. Fans have been eager and skeptical about any real news surrounding Avengers Doomsday between conflicting leaks, chaos rewrites, and a revolving door of rumor cameos. Most are asking two questions. When will we see an Avengers Doomsday trailer? And who is, and more importantly, isn't actually in this movie? Now, YouTuber Gary Booch. I've never known Gary's last name. I just always thought his name was Gary Nerderotic. I can't pronounce this. I'm just going to call him Gary Nerderotic. YouTuber Gary Nerderotic, known to millions as Nerderotic, has dropped new information that may answer both. Gary Nerderotic reveals that the Avengers Doomsday trailer is complete, detailed what it focused on, and confirmed several major omissions. Wait, what the fuck? This is heating up. I didn't know he said all that. Including Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, Ironheart, and every character introduced through Disney Plus. No! Not my girls! No! Not my Disney Plus, all new, all different Marvel Phase 4 slob! What do you mean? Doom takes center stage. Oh, okay. According to Gary Nerderotic, the trailer for Avengers Doomsday is finished and reportedly focuses on Dr. Doom, boner, and franchise's new central villain, with Marvel trying to frame him as a threat even greater than Thanos. That sounds good. That sounds appropriate. But what happened to my girls? That kind of positioning sounds impressive on paper, but given the studio's recent track record, the Marvel, Secret Invasion, Quantumania, and Eternals, fans have plenty of reason to doubt Marvel can deliver the villain on that scale. Fair. Let's be real. You know, a little. I can feel the hate, but fair. Stern, but fair. Rumor has the trailer could premiere alongside Avatar, Fire and Ash, which makes sense given Disney's tendency to cross-promote its major IP still. If Marvel is trying to recapture Infinity War level hype through another marketing spectacle, it might be missing the real issue. Audience trust. Fair. The missing heroes. Nerderotic's comments reveal what could be a massive internal shift or a quiet purge, which, by the way, I've actually been talking about this for a while. Part of the reason I was so pissed about 2025 and all these 9 stupid-ass fucking projects is because a lot of it comes from a stupid-ass time period where the studio was doing stupid-ass shit, and apparently they're not doing it anymore. But the problem is, when you say you're not doing shit anymore, and then you release 9 fucking projects and most of them still have all that shit in it, I get mad. If accurate, Avengers Doomsday won't just exclude Captain Marvel, She-Hulk, but also Ironheart and every hero introduced on Disney+. That means no Kate Bishop, no Moon Knight, no Echo, and even no Daredevil. Miss Marvel, however, would be fair game because she appeared in the Marvels. Fuck. Okay, now hang on. Let's have a conversation about this. The phrase, too good to be true, comes to mind. The phrase, too good to be true, comes to mind. Chat, first thing. Let's pull it up, see what y'all think. Do we believe Gary Nerderotic here? Do we believe the report from Gary Nerderotic that none of the Disney Plus characters, no Captain Marvel, no She-Hulk, do we believe that none of those characters, does he say, are in the trailer or movie? Reveal could be a massive historical, if accurate, Avengers Doomsday won't. Oh, he's talking about the film, brothers. He's talking about the movie. So he's saying the trailer, but he's also saying the fucking movie. Oh, my God. Guys, do we believe Gary Nerderotic that none of them are even in the movie? That seems so unlikely. That seems so unlikely. Now, here's the thing, though. To be fair to Gary, it could be true. To be fair to Gary, it could be true. Let me explain why. I've actually heard of this purge. I've talked about this purge. I've reported about this purge. I have reported that. Look, I'll say it like this. I heard Kevin Feige himself, the Hat Man himself, said no girls allowed. No, not that far. He didn't take it that far, but like essentially, like basically, I heard the Hat Man himself actually gets it. Okay, some might even say low-key based. And if anything, one of the things that we've been sort of discussing over the past couple of days has been the role that Disney played in some of the fuckery that happened over at Lucasfilm. Well, do you think it was only Lucasfilm? So I've actually heard this is real, but again, I haven't really seen a lot of evidence that it is because again, I flip on Marvel Zombies and I see it's the girls again, and it's just like, Jesus Christ. So I don't know. I mean, maybe they took it that far. They could have taken it that far. I mean, frankly, here's the thing too. Let me say it like this, because we're gonna have a whole conversation about this. What else is happening right now with like Disney and stars and various Hollywood people? Like, what else is going on with Hollywood right now? If we think about She-Hulk and Brie Larson, what could have maybe happened? What is there any potential reason that they might not want to work with Disney and Disney might not want to work with them? So here's what I think is happening. I'll just say it to you like this. I think that the Russos, McFeely, and I guess at one point, various other writers, including Waldron and potentially Jeff Loveness, their assignment is to create a film that ties all of this stuff together. And a lot of the leaks that we've talked about, a lot of the things we've been talking about, seem like there's a general idea of what that would look like. There's a threat on 616. There is a Avengers team that is formed. They fight against the X-Men. Chaos ensues. All of the different universes are collapsing. There may well be a big final battle in New York City against other universes as everything collapses. There's something going on with Loki, Cap, Doctor Doom, the TVA. This all probably leads to a conflict on the Void as everybody tries to stop Loki, or tries to stop Doom rather, from getting the power of Loki. That's generally speaking what we feel as though the plot of the film is. Okay. Now, if you're writing this, you're writing it under the assumption that all of those characters are going to be involved. And so, yes, you would have your Kate Bishops. You would have all of these different characters. You would have Captain Marvel. You would have She-Hulk. You would have all these characters. Okay? But with the potential mentality that, again, has sort of been shifting behind the scenes, but also just the sake of the story, you need to cut things down. So it's very possible that, like, because we know they're very fluid, right? They have a story. They wanted X-Men. There were a bunch of X-Men they wanted. They didn't get everybody. That's the same thing with Deadpool and Wolverine. They didn't get everybody. They wanted to get that Juggernaut dude. He didn't want to do it, so they do a rando. And then Deadpool makes a joke about it, right? Like, you're this year's Juggernaut or whatever, right? Like, so they're always reaching for the stars. They're always trying to do the most. And then they shuffle things. I mean, that's the Marvel formula. So what I'm saying to you is this. It is very possible that Marvel Studios, everybody involved, was like, let's figure out a way to get everybody in the story. She-Hulk, we're going to get her in. It's going to be brief, but we're going to get her in. We're going to get Captain Marvel in. You know, the Marvels obviously sets that up with the Bengals, Kamala, the search for Tayana, right? But then we're writing the thing. We got the scripts written. Oh, all of a sudden, Brie Larson doesn't want to be in the movie. Wait, what do you mean? Brie Larson doesn't want to be in the movie. What do you mean? Brie Larson said, no, I'm not going to be in this movie. Damn. Okay. Well, I guess we'll rewrite it. She's not in the film. You know what I mean? Maybe it's She-Hulk, right? And they're like, we think She-Hulk works better if we just bring her in to Secret Wars, and then when we reboot her, she'll be changed. You know what I mean? Like, it could be a bunch of little decisions like that that ultimately lead to a scenario where a lot of the fat of the film is trimmed. They change things. There's some tension there maybe between some of the actors, actresses, and Disney. And then they're just trying to do what they can. So, I don't know. I mean, maybe it is the case. I'll tell you this. I'm not trying to be super toxic about it, but I don't give a fuck about these characters, bro. Like, honestly, the movie would be better for it. I just didn't think it would happen. I had just assumed that Disney was going to do the Disney thing. And they were going to be like, look, we know you don't really love these characters, but we spend billions of dollars on them, so you're going to fucking take the medicine. They're here to stay. Fuck you, Marvel fans. We know you're going to show up to all this shit anyways. I don't give a fuck about you. That's what I thought was the deal. That's what I thought Disney was going to say. In fact, pretty sure Bob Iger might get on camera and actually say that later today on, like, MSNBC or something. So I don't know. Chat, what do you guys think? You think it's possible? Is it no girls allowed? Because it should be. Jabber Nasty said they should have Deadpool go around and take out all these characters they want to remove with a cool, better scrap Mephisto. And they better not scrap Mephisto. Yeah, I see. I actually don't play Rust, but yeah, I heard about the collab. Is it cool? Is it really cool? What are they going to do if Doomsday makes like $700 million? They're probably going to like be pretty mad, and maybe some people will get fired. That's what I think. Part of me believes it. It legitimately feels too good to be true for me. It feels too good to be true, and I don't want to believe it. Okay? And partially because, like, guys, the Marvel zombie effect. Okay? Seriously. Think about what happened with me and Marvel Zombies. Okay? So do I want to set myself up for that again? Times a million? You know? Yeah, thanks, Vince. I appreciate it, man. Just doing what I can. Imagine I believe this report from Gary Nerderotic. And I say, them bitches ain't in this shit. Let's go. You know, it's like, oops, 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 and I'm feeling great. And then I walk in to watch the Doomsday trailer, and it's like the girls are front and center. So I can't believe it. I will report it. I'll tell you guys about it. But I can't personally go that far as to believe it, yeah. Duggaditch says, so the chairs of Wonder and Glory and their 5-hour reveal was a lie? I'd love it, but that's a bold misdirection. The Disney Plus fans would be pissed. Were there Disney Plus characters on the chairs? Who were the Disney Plus characters on the chairs? Was Brie on the chairs? I wouldn't say that if he didn't know. He's not a scooper like that. What's Disney Plus fans? That's a good question, man. Does anybody like Disney Plus? I believe Brie had a chair. No, none of them were in the chairs. Wow. Wow. I mean, I'm not going to miss him. Dead ass. No Brie Larson. That's okay. You know what Kevin Feige should do? And I'm not saying this just because I am a red-blooded American male feeling crazy as fuck on a Friday. But if they want to do that, I mean, if this is the game, like if this is what we're doing, Sydney Sweeney, Captain Marvel in the reboot. You know, I'm just going to say it. Sydney Sweeney, Captain Marvel in the reboot. Just do it, Kevin. Just be like, you know what? We loved Brie as Captain Marvel. Her time had sailed, and now we're very excited. We think fans are going to really enjoy this new iteration of Carol. I can think of a couple of things you might really like about this version of Carol. And we're just really excited for the future of the Marvel Universe. Everyone's reading too much into this. The movie will have whoever's on the chairs. Don't get hopes up again. Wait, what? Say what? The trailer may help establish what Scooper be scooping and who's pooping. If DZ spends $100 million on marketing and $200 million, they won't let this fail. Yeah, Disney will probably spend like $200 million on marketing here. Yeah, it's going to be huge. Yeah, I agree. Sydney Sweeney should be Black Cat. Multiple roles. You know, it's a little different, but I'm okay with that. Yeah. Didn't Sydney say she'd play Spider-Girl and Madam Web because she thought she was going to be in the MCU? She didn't exactly say that. There's some stuff that was like kind of implied about that. Yeah. Sydney Sweeney, Iron Man. Triple roles. I'm open to it. We love you because you dream big, but they don't love us as much, bro. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. Anna Taylor should be Black Cat. Anna Taylor's very talented. I know because I worked on the movie Madam Web. Sony and Disney, come get him. We found him. We found the leaker, the Madam Web. He's in the chat right now. Get him. Is it too soon for Amber Heard as Captain Marvel? If James Gunn was running the MCU, he'd probably deadass have Amber Heard, Captain Marvel, come out on the very first scene of the new reboot and take a big old dookie on Nick Fury's bed. Deadass. That'd probably be like the opening scene. And then he'd have this like shit grin, and he'd like go to social media and watch how everybody reacted to it and stuff, you know. Nick McKinney, welcome to the Nerd Avengers. You are a Nerd Avenger now, brother. Appreciate you. Cinema. Hey, we don't judge around here, you know. Sydney Sweeney for Nick Fury. She could rock that eye patch. I feel like she'd be. I mean, a lot might not notice, but you know, she could. She could do that. Amber Heard needs to hang out with. Oh my god. Well, let's move the chat off of the screen. Let's move the chat off the screen. Okay, yeah. So this is kind of interesting, though. You know, I guess we'll get off of this topic here. But yeah, pretty curious, guys. What do you think's going on with Marvel, Doomsday, all that kind of stuff? Crazy, huh? Never got knighted or unbanned, Josh. I'm sorry, Delta Dan. I don't know, buddy. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, we're about to end the stream, you know, and I gotta figure out this shit, man. This is crazy. We can't even do clips. This is crazy. What the hell is going on? I swear to God, every weekend I fix the computer, and then every week the interdimensional beings are like, let's fuck with this. We're gonna change this setting over here. He'll never figure this out. Fuck you! Secret War is going to be 4 hours with all these characters being in it? Maybe. Maybe not. Maverick Pilgrim says they can just show Disney Plus characters dead under the debris in Battleworld in the Void. Dude! What a crazy... What a crazy establishing shot. The beginning, like all the dead hero skeletons, and then but then it's like they're buried deep, and then like, and we're like going up, and then we're into Battleworld, and the foundation of Battleworld is all the dead heroes, specifically the ones we don't like from Disney Plus. Woo! Yeah, that's good. I like that. That's good. Have you talked about the funeral scene? Have we talked about the funeral scene of the Council of Reed scoop? I have someone in the industry that told me some crazy shit. I haven't heard about that. Now, send me a link, man. That sounds interesting. I'll do a little video on it. I already believe it's confirmed, so. I already 100% believe you. I'm so miserable. Oh, we'll play out on that. Don't worry. We'll play out on that. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Give the people what they want. But that's a sick idea. It is a sick idea. Audio? What? Oh, no. Is it playing the song all loud again? Why does it do that? Is that what it was? Was it playing the music all loud? Hang on, I gotta play it again so I can find it. Oh, it is, yeah. That's crazy. Can I just remove this? Remove. Okay, maybe that fixed it. Man, I'm excited. Next couple of days, man. No kids. We're taking the kids to grandma's. Taking the kids to grandma's. Me and the wifey gonna have a fun couple of days. Imagine if Guy is the one to defeat Doom. I'd rather not. Did you see the Vision Quest leaked plot? Apparently the leaked concept art of Quill and Vision are real. Yeah, I believe that. I hadn't actually seen it, though. Can you send that to me? Guys, send me the shit, man. I gotta make videos and content. What the fuck? Your house about to become the Pound Town? What the fuck? I will not confirm or deny, but you know. If you know, you know. Grown folks doing grown folk things. You know? Josh, was the real Council of Reed's leak you were mumbling? Was there a real Council of Leaks? I don't know about a real Council of Reeds leak. I mean, there was some stuff back in the day. I'd heard some stuff, yeah. And the maker's certainly a part of things. Yeah. I don't know what leak he's referring to. I haven't, like, seen a new leak or whatever. So hit me up if there's a new one. The Wonder Man leaks are crazy? No way. Are they really? I don't believe it. Is the Tom Cruise joining Cavill in Warhammer true? I haven't heard that shit, but I'd be down. Who said that? Where's that coming from? I could find out some stuff. Maker confirmed? Nothing's confirmed. It's all rumors. It's all rumors. The Council of Leaks. Jeez. Yeah, it's going to be fun, man. We're going to go... this sounds so corny, but you know what we're both really looking forward to eating? This sounds so corny. Panda Express. There's no Panda Express around here. So whenever we go to Pittsburgh, we always get Panda Express. It's nothing crazy, but, like, I like Panda Express, man. Panda is kind of legit, dude. So I'm looking forward to that. Gonna see the Chainsaw Man movie. That's gonna be awesome. Looking forward to that. Yeah, Panda's fire. P.F. Chang's is great too, of course, but... Send me the article via Discord. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'll look at that later. Look, when I get out of here, I'm gonna probably like hit the gym and then get ready because we're gonna head out. You know? Gotta take the kids to grandma's. What do you get? I like the bourbon chicken and then the orange chicken. And I'll get rice and then I get the super greens because I do like the super greens they have there. How long of a ride is it to Pittsburgh for you? It kind of depends. It depends on like how far into the city you're going, where you're going exactly and all that. But 2 hours if I'm going slow. Hour and a half if I'm really trying to get there. Thanks, Michael. Appreciate it, bud. Yeah, it's probably called something different, but it is like a Bourbon Street flavor. Yeah, I don't know what they would call it. I forget what they call it. It could just be the teriyaki chicken. Thoughts on Harloff saying Filoni hates the Old Republic, and if he takes over after KK leaves, he doesn't trust him. I mean, that's crazy. I've never heard Christians say anything close to that. So I don't know. I don't even know that I believe you, frankly. New Halo trailer drops today. Is that true? Is that a fact? I hadn't heard that. I know Halo is aiming up like it's new. They're doing the Combat Evolved remake, maybe a live service game or something. Like I've heard all the leaks and rumors, but yep. I like Panda Express, but it's not worth a 4-hour trip. No, it certainly is not. No, I mean we're gonna do a lot more than eat Panda Express down there. We're gonna chill, kick it, have some fun. Appreciate you, Kendall. Much love. Christian's been off Filoni for a bit now. That's interesting. I wonder why. That's interesting. I'd love to sit down and have a conversation with Christian, you know? I'd like to get out here and talk to some more of these people, man. I told Jeremy I'd collab, and honestly, like I'd maybe go on his thing or whatever, but like, dude, he could just pop in on a stream, have like a 20-minute convo or whatever. I feel like it'd be cool content. You guys would like it. That's interesting. I certainly know. Yeah, that's interesting. With Zack Snyder and Netflix having a good relationship, they could bring back the Snyderverse. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. Are you cool with 3C Films? I mean, yeah, I think so. I don't really know Chris at all. We've been friendly on social. We've never had like a beef or whatever. I respect him a lot. I think Chris is a very hardworking guy. I think he's really smart about content. Playing some tabletop in Pit? No, it's a weekend with the wife, man, you know? No, we got to leave the tabletop. That's for a different thing. I was defending on EBN. They were saying you were a show for Marvel and DC. I don't know what EBN is. What's EBN? Man, you need to pull up to a con and make this shit happen. What? What do you mean? Make what shit happen, bro? What are you talking about, man? We're making a lot of stuff happen. There's stuff happening. I don't know if you guys noticed, but there's stuff happening. Echo-based network? Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I think I know some of those guys. Look, at the end of the day, you know, I've been doing this for a long time, and I didn't always believe what I believe now, and I didn't always do content the way that I do it now. So there could be a lot of sort of lingering, like people feel as though I still have a lot of the same beliefs or takes that I've had in the past or whatever, right? Oh, these collabs? Oh, okay, yeah. Are you gonna cry? Josh plus dolls. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah, you know. What are your 3 island video games? Interesting. 3 island video games. Elden Ring for sure. Can probably play that game an infinite amount of times. It's just incredible. I guess I'd probably pick Halo 3 if it was hooked up with Forge mode and like all the advancements, like the Master Chief Collection, everything they have now. Probably Halo 3. And then I'd say Marvel vs. Capcom 2, man. Because you got to have a fighting game, and if you're going to have a fighting game, pick the GOAT. You know? That's what I would do. Elden Ring takes care of my RPG. Halo's my shooter. Yeah, that feels right. And then Marvel's Capcom 2. That's my fighter. I'm gonna take you for a ride. You know, that kind of shit. 2K Madden, Black Ops 2, old school games you play. So you would do 2K and Madden, 2 sports games? You would do 2 sports games? And also, if I'm picking a sports game, it's NBA Jam. Maybe NBA Jam 2. Back in the day? He's on fire! Because if you're going to pick a sports game, pick the GOAT. You know? Do you believe the reports about Affleck being on the set of Doomsday? Yeah, sure. 2 sports games? It's too much. He's on fire! Hell yeah. NBA Jams would get boring, man? No, it fucking wouldn't. No. Sorry, I had a little bit of an overreaction there, but no, I mean, it wouldn't get boring. Are you kidding me? Especially if you can play against a computer, you can play, maybe you can even play online. Do you remember playing people online and that shit? You know what's ironic? I think Chauncey Billups was in that game. Hang on now. Let's see something here. Was Chauncey Billups in fucking NBA Jam? A lot of other content popping up, as you can imagine here. Chat, was he in NBA Jams? Come on now. And this 3D one is not it, man. You gotta go with the 2D one. The 2D one is the one.
It was the game that coined a dozen catchphrases
Boom, shakalaka.
and made over $1 billion in quarters.
$1 billion in
NBA Jam
quarters?
almost never saw the light of day.
Oh my, he's on fire.
This is NBA Jam game designer Mark Turmel.
So we put together a demo, a videotape, VHS. We sent it to the NBA and said, hey, we're making this cool game. And they immediately shut it down and said, no, we don't want the NBA logo in the arcades. So once we got rejected, we made a videotape of nice family entertainment centers. And we sent that back to them and said, look, you know, your logo can be here. So they relented and provided the license. When we put it in the arcade for the very first time, there were no stats that differentiated the players. Everybody assumed that Shaq was a bad three-point shooter or Stockton could steal the ball. So we realized pretty quickly that we had to, up our game to match the real world.
No good.
Well, if it's just looking at pure attributes, I happen to be the best player in the game.
Showtime.
When you actually put in my secret character, it just shows question marks for the stats, but they're all 10s or 9s.
What the hell? I would do that shit too.
Count it.
I'm pretty good at NBA.
I would do that shit too. And I don't know, chat. Would you do that? Would you put a secret code character in there that was legit like crazy? I would do that. Would you do that? Yeah, who wouldn't? Exactly. Can you imagine? I bet to this day, this dude uses this to get pussy, okay? And I know this is going in a weird direction. Just walk with me on this, okay? I'm telling you right now, to this fucking day, this dude's probably at a barcade, okay? And he probably uses this. He's like, you want to see something crazy? You know what I mean? Blah, 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 blah. And then he's like, you know what else is wild? That's me. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, like, oh shit, like that's wild.
To test the claim, we had Mark hack into the machine
There we go.
and turn on cheat codes.
All right, now we're talking.
Usually when somebody finds out that I've made NBA Jam, they say, I spent so much money on that NBA Jam, or, I flunked a class in college because of NBA Jam. Well, I look at the game now, I wish it were smoother, but it was the technology at the time.
Razzle, dazzle.
No,
The
it's
game still
perfect.
holds up today.
It's perfect. Crazy. Pretty cool. Just on the scene of the DD funeral, Run Hyde reads boy. Yeah, just wait, what'd you say? Yeah, hit me up. I can't process that right now. I'm brain dead. I gotta get out of here. But hit me up with that, man. Hit me up with that shit. All right, everybody. UFC 321 picks. I'm going with Aspinall for sure. That's all I'm gonna. I'll just pick Tommy. I will be. I don't even know if I'm gonna watch the fights tomorrow because we're celebrating the wifey's birthday. To be honest with you, so we'll see. Maybe I'll sneak away. So you watch random NBA Jam video over Transformers? Yeah, I'm sorry, man. What do you want? We'll talk Transformers soon. Look, this shit's awesome. If that movie pops off, we're gonna be talking about it a lot. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. Okay. Favorite PS2 game? Honestly, probably that Lord of the Rings, John. Did y'all ever play that one Lord of the Rings game? It's like an action adventure. You play as like either Legolas, Gimli, or I think at times you could play as Aragorn, and that shit was nice, dude. Maybe Ninja Gaiden 2. I'm not a big Metal Gear Solid guy, so I never really played the Metal Gear Solids. I like Tekken a lot, man. Something about the end or the there's something about that Sony PlayStation theme music, and then like the tones, and then you fire up Tekken. I don't know. It was good vibes. Ibsy says, I think we have been very harsh on KK. Can't believe I'm saying this, But I'm Team Kathy now. Dude, yeah. Trust me, we will talk more about that. Theory and I will have a nice conversation about it. A lot of... I think this is just the beginning of this conversation. And yeah, I feel the way I feel. Very willing to talk to other people that feel differently, and we'll just see what happens, you know? No panda near you? You got to live in the boonies. Exactly, I do. I live in the boonies. Far away from everybody, and I like it that way, you know? Got my freedom, fresh air, got my guns, and I got my family. God's country. You know, but then, you know, got to drive to go get panda still, because I'm not a totally uncultured swine. Hammer Heresy, appreciate you, brother, for the gifted membership, man. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. All right, everybody, much love. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you for the support. Clips will drop tomorrow. Maybe, if this stupid stream didn't get totally screwed up. And otherwise, guys, look out for maybe video over the weekend, but really we'll kick it into full gear on Monday. Got a lot of ideas. There's a lot of stuff I'm working on, and it's going to come, it's all going to come together soon. Okay. Appreciate you. As I always say, I hope you're having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Oh wait, Rossi says if you could collaborate with any other YouTuber, who would it be? Who would be your dream? I don't have a dream like that, man. Cause I'm the best. You know what the truth is? I'd rather clone myself and deadass collaborate with myself. But, you know, then you guys would be like, oh, look at the ego on Josh. Oh my God, it's so egotistical. Blah, blah, fucking blah. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Man, what a crazy week. What a wild time here at the YouTube factory, I gotta tell you. I don't remember the last time I've had such a crazy fucking thing happen, you know? It's pretty crazy. Just trying to make sense of it all, you know, do my thing, have fun with it, whatever. But damn, it's a lot. You know, you guys were so mean to her. You guys were so mean to this lady. Anyway, appreciate you. I'm gonna go try to have a kick-ass weekend, man. And I hope y'all have a kick-ass weekend too. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Actually, make it two. First, open up your third eye. And wash out. I'm so miserable now. You're stinky. I'm so miserable now. Butthole. I'm so miserable now. I'm so miserable now. I'm so miserable now. Also going to be going into the doctor soon and trying to get Guatemalan steroids. You know, like the strongest, straight from Guatemala steroids, craziest, high-powered, testosterone-filled, totally jacked to the gills, fucking World War Hulk-style steroids. And I'm going to be jabbing my ass cheeks with those things on the daily. I'm going to be jabbing my ass cheeks with those things on the daily.